Hey guys, my name is Morgan Stevenson, and for exam 3 video 2, I'll be doing option B, which is to compare and contrast the experiments by Nirenberg and Matthaei to the experiment by Nirenberg and Leader. So we'll get started on how both of those experiments are similar. So both of those experiments help determine that codons code for certain amino acids. We knew that there were 20 amino acids and that there were 4 nucleotide bases, but we did not know how that kind of made up the amino acids. And it also reinforced that the genetic code is a triplet code. We had only hypothesized this before the experiments, but this kind of gave more concrete evidence, and it also helped in our understanding of transcription. So the first experiment by Nirenberg and Matthaei happened in 1961 using a poly-U chain, which obviously only gave us the codon UUU. We did that with a blank cell, so it had no organelles or anything like that, but it could still make the protein, and also a poly A and a poly C chain once we had gotten what we wanted, the results that we wanted from the poly U chain. So just as kind of a table, I'll be using Haribo Star Mix, which is my favorite candy, and we're using this one just because it gives me a better excuse to eat more of it during this quarantine, and I am all about that. So after we get that, what we had in this experiment was just that UUU codon, which obviously is just going to be these 3 snakes, because the snakes represent the U's in this. So that's what they had, and that is the only thing they got with that poly U chain. But for the Nirenberg and Leader experiment in 1964, they used 3 nucleotide RNA sequences that they made, so they weren't all just repeating nucleotides, they were all different combinations, and they kind of got all the rest of those 64 possible combinations that hadn't been covered in the first experiment by Nirenberg and Matthaei, and it really gave us the codon table that we have today. So for this one, for example, if we had AUG, which would code for a methionine, it would look definitely different than the poly-U chain, because obviously those nucleotides are different. Another example would be GCU, which would look different than those repeating codons, as well as the methionine that we saw earlier. It would look like that: a cherry, a soda, and then a snake. And then the last one would just be the references that I have. So thanks for taking a look.